Hello everybody, welcome to another instalment of our ink series. Today I'm going to talk to you about pigment inks. So I've got Versacolour here, they're quite a popular brand of pigment ink, so we'll just go through a few techniques that you can use with pigment inks. So ink pad, first thing you're going to think of naturally is stamping, so we'll see how this compares with all the other inks that we've tried in our series. So I'm just going to ink up my stamp and see how we get on here. Yep, that's fine, stamps well enough. So what else can we see? Well, I've got my blending tool here, so shall we see if we can blend this? So this is a water-based ink as well, just like the dye ink that I showed you before. So it does blend, but it doesn't really blend quite as nicely as the dye ink. The dye inks will move a lot further because they're a lot thinner. This is quite thick, it's packed with pigment, so it's quite sticky, which makes it good for other reasons. We've tried to blend it, so let's see if it will react with water at all. So just spray with my spritz bottle and we'll see if that reacts with water. So just see if we can not a lot of reaction happening there. So what else does it do? Can we paint with it? We can paint with dye inks. Can we paint with pigment inks? Let's have a go. So just take my ink pad to my paint palette, a paintbrush and some water. We'll just blend the two together. It seems to be working so far. So we'll just see how well this will work. So it does paint. Again, perhaps not as smoothly as the dye ink, but it does work. So you can see there. So you might be thinking, well, dye inks blend better than that, and dye inks paint better than that, and dye inks react with water and all sorts of bits and pieces. So why do we have pigment inks? Well, as I said, pigment inks are a bit thicker, so they're sticky and they take longer to dry. Now this stickiness is actually quite useful, and we use this technique for something called heat embossing. We use this ink in the technique heat embossing, sorry. So you can buy embossing inks, but they're see-through, so you can't always see where you've stamped. So when we're heat embossing, we ink up our stamp, we stamp it, and we use embossing powder. So we just sprinkle it over and then take the excess and pop it back into the pot. So that's not finished. What we need to do is set this with a heat tool. I'll do that now, but I just want to give you a bit of warning that it might get a bit noisy. So if you want to turn your volume down now, I'll give you the thumbs up when I've finished. So you should be able to see very soon the embossing powder will start to melt. So we're all finished. You can turn your volume back up. So you can see where the embossing powder has melted. If I try and move it in the light, you might be able to see that it's gone a bit shiny. And it's stuck on there now, it's not coming off. So that's a really great use of pigment inks. So what else can we do? We can try and use our mica powders with them. I'm not sure how this will work out, but we will see. So we're going to ink up again and stamp. I'm just going to take my mica powder and I'm going to gently just brush over the top. Just to see how it turns out. Just put the lid on that before I send it flying. So I think we can safely say that that the pigment ink holds on to the mica powder. So if I just stamp next to it, then we can compare what it looks like. So just stamp. So this is with the mica powder and this is without the mica powder. So you can see there's a clear difference there. So I would definitely say we can use that pigment ink for using our mica powders or our shimmer powders. So that's all the techniques I have to show you. So pigment inks, great for heat embossing, great for using pigment powders. I did mention something called embossing ink, which is clear. Now the advantage of using this coloured pigment ink, obviously you can see where you've stamped, which I said before, but we can also use our clear and our holographic embossing powders with our pigment inks, because then the colour that we've used will show through, whereas if we used an embossing ink we wouldn't, because it's see-through. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to tell you about pigment inks. I hope you enjoyed the video. I will do a proper heat embossing video for you another day, but in the meantime, if you've got any crafty problems, any questions, please get in touch with me. Either send me a message on the blog, find us on Facebook, Instagram, leave me a message in the comments below the video and I will do my very best to help you. I hope you enjoyed that and I will see you again